I don't want to be like my parents is one of the number one things that I hear when people come into my office. I'm Rachel Hansen, a licensed therapist in Nevada, and I see people in Colorado and New Jersey virtually. And I just wanted to talk about this idea that you do not want to be like someone else. Many people come into trauma therapy and they say specifically, I don't want to be like my parents, or I don't want to be like the people who raised me. And I completely understand that sentiment because, you probably went through a lot of really rough things because of some of their actions. And some of the things that they have done are not things that you're proud of and you don't want to repeat. You don't want to keep that legacy going if you choose to have kids of your own, or even just the people that you're around. We have influence on people that we're around even when we don't have kids. So this idea of I don't want to be like somebody is still putting something out there when you say it like that. And one of my favorite stories to tell is I used to work at a daycare, and the director of the daycare told me, don't tell kids that they can't do something, or don't use the word don't with kids, is actually what she said. And I kind of thought that was funny. I'm like, I want to tell the kids don't? Like, what do you mean? And she told me that kids filter out the word don't. And so when you tell them not to do something, all they hear is what you said to do. And I kind of thought it was kind of whatever. I didn't really believe her. But one day I was doing finger painting with the kids, and there was this little girl who was probably like 3 or 4 years old, and her name was Addison. And Addison had finger paint all over her hands, like both hands. And I had to get her up and take her to the bathroom to wash her hands. And I told her, Addison, don't touch anything. I'll be right back. I have to grab something. And I'll never forget, she just looked up at me with these big sparkling eyes. And she put both of her hands in the air with paint all over them. And she said, touch anything. And it really paints the picture of how we do filter out the word don't. We filter out the I'm not, or I don't want to be. So it's really important when you talk about what you don't want to be like, that you actually talk about what you do want to be like. Okay, I don't want to be a drug addict. All right, well, what do you want to be like? What kind of a friend do you want to be? Oh, well, I want to be a trustworthy friend. Okay, I want to be trustworthy. I want to share love freely with other people. I want to give back to my community. These are all things that people want to be. So take the time and think about, what do you want to be? Not what you don't want to be, not who you don't want to be like. Let's start reframing the negative and thinking a little bit more positive. So maybe spend some time thinking about that and then go get it. Go do the steps to be those things. What does a trustworthy person look like? What does a person who gives back to their community look like? What sorts of steps did they take to get there? What does it look like to be that person? Who are their friends? Think about somebody who's trustworthy. Well, what would you say about their friends? Well, are you making those kinds of friends? And if not, why not? Get some help, learn some skills, learn how to change certain things about yourself so that you can make more trustworthy friends. And some of that is stuff you can do completely on your own. Some of it's very simple, like, oh, maybe I should just start getting out more because I'm not going to make friends if I'm sitting in the house. And then other things are a little bit more difficult. We have trauma therapy for a reason. There are some things that you just need a little bit of help getting through. And if that's the case, you can always reach out to me. And I would be more than happy to do a free consultation with you and set you up with some help. If I can't help you, I can always give you a referral to somebody that can. So reach out. My link is probably somewhere around here in the bio or in the description. And thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to my little rant. All right, have a great day.